Congrats, Coach. We'll ask Coach Gard to make an opening statement, then go to questions for Ethan, Bronson, and Dimitri. Coach?
Obviously, extremely happy for our guys and proud of them of how they've, though they played for the most part really well tonight, shared the ball. They have 15 assists on 27 baskets, and really did a terrific job on both ends of the floor. Defensively, other than a couple breakdowns here or there, to be able to try to keep Indiana under control with what they can do offensively to teams. And obviously, it was evident here yesterday with what they did to Iowa in the second half and at Ohio State at the end of the regular season. So, complete team effort. Thought guys off the bench did a good job as well, and it's always good to get that first one when you get to this point in the season.
Questions for the students, please raise your hand. We'll get the mic to you. Don't be bashful. Way in the back.
Bronson, you were in the 15-point lead you guys had in the second half, but they started to make the run. What's the focus like at that point? What are you concerned about most when they cut that thing to 4?
I would say we were just trying to keep our poise, not give them anything else easy, not turn the ball over, and just get good shots every time down the floor so that if we take bad shots, then it leads to, threes, transition points. So we were just trying to take care of the ball and take the best shots possible.
Here on the aisle.
Ethan, one of your teammates in there said that he thought when you guys drew the Indiana matchup, that because you had played well against them before, you got a little bit excited. You had a really good year against them in all 3 games. What's your explanation for that, just on both ends of the court?
You mean personally or as a team? Personally, I mean, the last 2 games started to double, so I thought I didn't do as good offensively as I could have, even though the numbers don't show it. But I think the biggest thing is that we just come ready to play. We know that they're an up-tempo team, and we want to control the pace. Not that we want to slow the ball down, but we controlled the pace in all 3 matchups, and we were able to do it that way.
On the right side.
Bronson, Coach Green was just in here. Didn't say enough about you and going against you. Said it was an honor to coach against you. And I saw he said something to you after the game. Would you be able to speak on that and just what does it mean to hear that from another coach as well?
I'm very appreciative of whatever he had to say about me. I don't know what he had said, but whatever he said, thank you, Tom Green. And yeah.
Here in front.
Bronson, I think when Greg was talking about Trice earlier this year, he said you've been looking for a point guard to mentor a young kid. How do you think he's played, especially down the stretch now, and including tonight's game?
I'm extremely proud of him. I just got a question asked in the locker room about have I said anything to him about March, and I pretty much just said I don't even really need to say anything about March because of his background, where he comes from, and I just need to give him all the confidence out on the court. And I thought he did a great job tonight, controlling the pace, being a facilitator, and knocking down open shots.
Back on the right.
For Bronson or Ethan, you guys had a rough Big Ten tournament last March. Obviously, you're off to a great start this year. Any difference that you've noticed between a year ago versus now?
Ethan, I'll let you jump in on that one.
I think our sputter towards the end of the year really picked up a sense of urgency. Not that we didn't play urgent last year against Nebraska, but I think we just feel like there's more on the line, and we came out more hungry than I think we did against Nebraska. I think we played a little complacent, and I think that was the difference between the 2 games.
On the aisle.
For all 3 of you, after that 6-game stretch and now these last 3 halves that you guys have played, is there a sense that everything's starting to come together for this team?
Dimitri, start with you.
Yeah, definitely. After the Minnesota game, we definitely felt good about how we played, whether that was defense or making shots. So I believe that we're finally clicking on all cylinders. As of right now, we're finally getting back to how we should be playing.
Bronson.
Yeah, I think we kind of picked up where we left off during the Minnesota game, and we all kind of, I don't know, we're just playing more together. We're playing as a unit. We're having fun again. We're making the extra pass, knocking it down, and everybody from the guys on the court to everyone on the bench is, electric, having fun. So it's a good feeling.
Ethan.
I think for a while there, our offense kind of sputtered and our defense was keeping us together. And then once we got the offense going, then our defense was kind of lacking. And now that we got, we're kind of focusing on both, and we've been doing a good job of maintaining both and not letting one lapse.
Got time for a couple more over here on the left.
Dimitri, down here, you played a lot of minutes tonight, facilitated the offense. At what point do you think you had grown to the point where you could play a game like this over the course of this season?
I'd have to go back to the trust factor that Coach Gard puts in me, allowing me to play these type of minutes, and him trusting me with the ball, and definitely having a couple of starts under my belt really helped. But just the preparation that I have to take each game to play these type of minutes has really helped me.
Is there one last one for these three guys? Here we go.
Bronson, I think you were asked about maintaining the lead, and you said get good shots, maintain our poise. Against Iowa not too long ago, you guys did not hold the lead. I'm just curious if that helped you in any way tonight, what any lessons you took from that game that helped tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think handling the press and handling their pressure in general. I think we learned a lot from that Iowa game, and myself included, to go demand the ball and go get the ball. And I thought we did a pretty good job of knocking down free throws down the stretch.
Fellas, thanks very much. You may return to the locker room. We'll take questions for Coach Gard. Way in the back.
Hey, Coach. You have a lot of experience both as an assistant and a head coach, obviously more as an assistant, of winning games in March and going far. Is there something that you've been able to tell through the years that you can figure out if your team is good versus very good versus great? Is it like elite defense? Is it camaraderie? Is it senior leadership?
It's probably all of the above. I mean, we've had the terrific teams we've had over the years typically have all three. Obviously, senior leadership helps, but you have to be able to defend, or you're not gonna go very far in this time of year. I think having a looseness about us too helps. I don't try to pump any more into the moment than what is already, what comes from the outside sources. So, I just tell them, play. March is for players. Go play. This is your time of the year. And as I told them before the game, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel here. There's probably nothing I'm going to say in this pregame speech that you haven't heard for the last 4 or 5 months. So here's a few keys. Here's what we got to do. Let's go play and have some fun with it. So, and they did that. I think the energy and the toughness we played with defensively, as I mentioned before in the open, to be able to keep Indiana under wraps, so to speak, offensively, from their offensive standpoint, I thought was a sign of our synergy. And then obviously you get shots to go down, and obviously our backcourt's pretty good, with the 3 or 4 guys I'm rotating through there, and just everybody's contributing in a way that they can. So that helps as you continue to move through the month.
Other questions for Coach? Right in front.
Greg, momentum can be elusive. I mean, you guys rallied to beat Maryland, and then went to Ohio State and didn't play well. But do you feel that the victory against Minnesota, how much pressure did it relieve from these guys? And I don't know if it reestablished some confidence, but just got them back on track.
Well, I think maybe more so than relieving pressure was that we got back to our identity. We got back to who we are as a program. Ohio State obviously was not us, and it's credit to Ohio State. They made shots, and then once we started to try to guard them, they were already warmed up, and everything went their way. So defensively, we got refocused on what was important. And I think that was that identity coming back, specifically from the defensive end. The energy, the how hard we played, those type of things, that we fed off of that, and that helped us on the other end of the floor too. And then when you can get, obviously contributions from a lot of different places. I don't think I was told in the locker room, we haven't had 5 guys in double figures maybe since Prairie View A&M. That's a long time ago. So if we can continue to get balance and have a lot of guys contribute, it helps us as we go forward.
Left side here.
Greg, offensively, I think you mentioned it earlier, the ball movement was really outstanding. Have you done something different offensively to promote that, or are the players just kind of catching it here at the end?
I think we've gotten better at understanding how important it is. We have tweaked a few things and moved some people around a little bit. I think the one thing that's helped is Dimitri Trice in the lineup helps us move the ball more too, and it gives us another ball handler on the floor. So I've probably played 3 guards more here in the last couple weeks, just as he's matured, and I've watched him, be in that position, and it's helped try to take maybe some of the pressure off other guys that have to do the ball handling responsibilities. But it's a combination. I think we're maturing, and teams mature at different areas and different times of the year. But they're playing very unselfish, which is good to see.
Greg, in your view, what were the breakdowns early that led to so many offense rebounds, and then the second chance points, which you guys were eventually able to cut down?
We didn't block out. I mean, that was at one point in time when I called the timeout. We had 4 guys outside the 3-point line and we scrambled. We were in a scramble situation too, so they had to rush 2 shooters. But it was basically we weren't getting bodies on bodies. And then once we started to do that, and even rebound from the top down too, that helped. Some guards got in and got their face in the action too. So we just started to play a little more physical in the paint.
Got time for one more if there is one. Anybody? Okay, in the back.
Coach, you were speaking about the senior leadership earlier, and Bronson made a big basket at the end. How much of an impact does that make to have him back in good health?
Well, he's obviously played a lot of minutes in his career from the time he set foot on campus pretty much. So these guys don't get too consumed in the moment when the score does get a little tighter. They continue to play on, and they've been in these type of situations and in tight games before. So you got to continue to play the next possession. Can't push the panic button. And when you have some experience specifically in the backcourt, I think that probably helps as much as anywhere. When you have, our 2 starting guards played as much as they have in their career, that helps kind of calm the masses when they see those 2 guys, for the most part, playing under control and doing the right thing. It helps settle everybody else down as well.
Coach, thanks very much. Good luck
You bet.
tomorrow.
Thank you.